Who's on the mic with your homie Albie?
Hey.
Y'all remember that? You remember that? They were like, so what's up, y'all? Now what's it gonna be? Now who's on the line when your homie IB? This your girl TT. I'm on the bike.
All right. What they do, y'all. How y'all doing out there?
Hey, y'all.
Tribe of Aces and Jewels.
Hello.
How y'all doing?
Yes. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Right. We got to tell T that today.
I'm telling myself that today.
T, wake up.
Hey, I'm waking up.
So how y'all
Hello.
doing? Hopefully y'all doing well this week.
Yes.
So we back with another one.
And another one, y'all.
We back with a spicy one today.
Ain't about us ladies, okay?
Sure enough, not.
It's not.
So last week it was about y'all. So this week, it's about y'all aces. All right.
Hello.
So today we coming with the topic of make room for a king.
Just make room.
Make room for us. What they do. This your boy DP.
This your girl T.
And we're the Geminis Gemz, representing for the Geminis across the world, giving our own Miami perspective.
For sure.
So you can follow us on all podcast platforms at Geminis-Gems.
Also follow us on Instagram, Geminis_Gems, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Geminis Gems.
Hey, make sure you like, follow, you comment, and you subscribe.
Yes.
And make sure when you type it in, it's Geminis with the S, Gems with a Z. And what we do, T?
Drop them gems.
Drop them gems. All right, so we back.
All right now.
All right, so
For a king.
Make room for a king.
Can I just make a way?
Yeah, please do. Please
let
do.
Let me back away.
You know, honestly,
All right.
I think it's always been about women, especially when I was growing up.
Okay, talk to me.
Right? So I feel like we always have to take care of the queen, which I think is important.
Yeah.
But I think as males, we need to have a atmosphere. We need a room. We need to puff out our chest. We need to, you know how you make room,
Yes.
other than walking in the room,
Yes.
I'm the man when I walk through.
Hello.
You feel me? But just make room for us.
Yeah,
Is getting
escape room. You need a long room. What kind of room this is? You need your caveman room.
A king man room. No.
What?
See, right there's the problem.
What's the
right?
problem?
So you said the caveman room, right? So y'all always putting us in the basement when y'all up in the attic on top, right? So we need to switch a room. You feel me?
But guess what? It's not where you at. It's basically what's inside of it. Like, what's going on?
I get it, but what I'm saying, that's what y'all do. Y'all throw us to the side and to the bottom. You feel me?
You want to build a rooftop,
right?
You want to see what's down there below?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. I want to see out in front. Put me in front of the house.
I got you. Hello. Hey, who that is with the flashlight? Everything. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put me in front.
All right.
Make room for me.
I got you.
All right. So I'm gonna just get on the definition of a king.
All right.
And
now.
there's many. I'm trying to go somewhere with this one.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna try to do is basically make you understand what a king is, because every guy isn't a king, and then understand how to make room for him. All right, as a lady. So if you want a king, as T say, you have to know what room, how to make room.
Yes.
All right.
Hello.
So yes, a king is the title given to a male monarch in a variety of contexts. All right. So it takes on many different forms. Right. Also, a male ruler of an independent state, especially one who inherits the position by right of birth. Okay. Also, a ruling magistrate responsible for governing a city, nation, or political unit. All right.
Okay.
So in that, what I just said, there's 3 words, or one is a phrase and I have 2 words.
All right.
Is variety of context, right? Position, as well as responsible. Okay. So let's first understand what a ruler is, right? So a ruler is a person exercising government or dominion, right? Monarch is a sovereign head of state, especially a king, queen, or an umpire. Well, sorry, not umpire. What's the
empire?
No, emperor.
Emperor.
Umpire. So an umpire is like someone that kind of rules, makes decision for like the baseball, right?
Okay.
All right. So of course, men take on different titles. So the reason why I said the varieties of context, okay, we understand that we don't have, for example, a hierarchy where we have a king, a queen, then everyone that flows underneath down to the peasants that we end up talking about last week, the farmers and stuff like that. We got the duke. We have different positions that plays under the king. You have his army and stuff like that.
Okay.
So let's try to make it into the home, right? So now he has his wife, his wife, right? His kids, his house, and what he reigns over, right? And the protection that comes with that is like the security system, hurricane proof windows, you get what I'm saying, a car to get to and fro, income that's coming in. So he has a standard, right? He has a way of living his life. He is not moving from pillow to post, okay? As well as he has a point of direction, okay? And we trying to understand what a king is, right? He's not living lawless, but has direction.
Hello.
Someone who has a reference, right? So he has a point of reference to a point of time, like something goes not his way.
All right.
Or things don't go right in the home. He has a point of reference. So the references may be his dad, uncle, big cousin, great granddad. I'm talking about males that's in his life, right? The pastor, ministers within the church, deacons, people that he can reference to when they are going through hard times or things that he cannot figure out. Instead of conversing with a peer that may not know what to do, he can converse with, let's say, a man that always has endured in the past. Okay.
All right.
Also, he has someone to hold him accountable and to a standard.
Okay.
Okay. So that point of reference that he has, that person he has to refer to, also holds him to a standard. Now, when I'm talking about this, I ain't talking about a woman, right? I'm not talking about his mom, right? I'm talking about someone of a male stature, right? So this is how you pinpoint your king, because if the guy doesn't have this, right, how could he know how to guide a kingdom? Right. All right, T. So I'm gonna let you go.
So I'm loving the conversation, right? And I don't know how my Jews respond to me, as if I'm probably always on, most of the time, on the ace team. Not to say I am, but it's just I'm very mature, and I know, guess what? I need to let a man take control, let him lead, let him be the king of the castle. Like, it is so much better. So that's what I'm tapping into in my personal life, for me to always, or most of the time, just be like, oh, I'm in agreement. Like, it just makes sense, right? So women, my jewels, I'm just adding what a woman should, how she should basically conduct herself, how she needs to act, and what she needs to do in order for him to have that way. Like, you need to make the way, make the room for him, because at the end of the day, he's going to be the one who would take you to the finish line.
Right.
All right?
Right.
So that's where I'm at in life. So nothing negative, but get to it, right? So I put cater to your man.
Okay, hold on. Before you go there,
Don't go there where?
Don't go there
don't
just
go
yet.
shift left. Okay.
So, what do you think about the definition of a king?
So the definition of a king, because I did write down some things when you put the when you said the word directions.
Right.
So I am in agreement with that. So because at the end of the day, and I just I just text my man this, and I was like, you know what? Thank you for being the captain of our family.
That's what's up.
Because I asked him even earlier, like, how do you keep yourself humble when you're overwhelmed? And he was like, oh, that's very easy. And I was like, okay, can you give me the answer key? And he was like, yeah, give it to God. I was like, oh, okay. So when I need direction of what I have personally in my life, I go to him. Not to say him above, but of course I go to him, but I'm speaking on the king, like the relationship. Like, guess what? Physically on this earth, I'm going to my man.
I like that.
Okay. And he gives me the direction. Like, so you feel overwhelmed? Let's talk about it. Okay. So what's going on? But at the end of the day, when we do it collectively, now we're going to give it to God, because there's certain things that he just don't have all control over.
Right. So
go ahead.
Hold on right there.
Okay.
Let's stay on that real quick.
Okay.
So
all right.
When you all converse with each other about you being overwhelmed,
Yes.
how is your emotional continence afterwards?
So okay.
Before you go into it too deep, what I mean is, like, how you handle it emotionally based upon what he's saying, because some guys can speak firm, some guys can be like just nonchalant with it.
Okay.
All right. And some guys, they really listen to give you direction.
Yes.
Right.
All
and
right.
however they may just spill it out to you, how are you handling it?
Right. So goes back to the last one that you said. So in a healthy relationship, you have to understand each other's language. Gotcha. So his response will always be to where how he know how it will probably pull me through of whatever emotions that I'm going through. So his tone of voice, his physical appearance, whatever it is like a package that comes for the direction of what I just said. So when I came to him through my emotions, all on this person, even though there's not a lot, but you got to remember the king still, at the end of the day, stop it. The king still has a lot going on. Right. So as a queen or, the woman, I'm like, oh my goodness, just hold it together. I was like, you know what? I need to release it. And you know what his response was? This is what I'm here for. Release it on me so I can give you the direction where you need to go. And it was just so easy, just like that.
Right. So when you release it.
When I release it, how did I feel? What's the question?
Right. So you explained, you answered the first part. Now I'm gonna add to it.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
I add a second question.
Okay.
So once you release it to him.
Yes.
Like, how are you feeling?
So based off the answer, because
emotionally,
because you still got to go through life. You still got to go through it. You still got to go through it, right? Because this happened to me this morning. Okay. And I was just like, oh. So after he said what he said, and he was like, so you basically enjoy your day? Because he said, didn't I tell you to give it to God? And I was like, you know what, you're right. So in the midst of it, because I was driving, I had to give it to God right then and there, whatever was going on. And then I said, you know what? Tackle your day. Only worry about, I had to keep telling myself what I tell other people. So now I have to sit there and use my own advice and be like, you know what, T, you still have to tackle your day. Right. You still have to go to work. You still got to do X, Y, Z. Regardless of whatever else is going on. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I just have to get through it. You just have to get through it. But the point of it is, I was able to go to my king for him to give me the direction that I needed in order for us to be better. Because when I'm better, guess what? He's still better. Right.
So I like this because when you do come to your king, as you're saying,
yes,
that once you release it,
Yes.
it should be a better consciousness, attitude thereafter, right?
You have to
Right?
just snap out of it.
That's what
you're
I'm saying.
not able to sit in, because I'm telling myself, you know what feeling helps me snap out of it?
I'm listening.
I'm trying to get back to the fun that him and I can have always. So he's doing his part. I have to do my part. Snap out of it.
Okay.
Because you're going to waste time. You're going to waste the energy. You're going to waste negative. You're going to waste all the, just like, why waste the time?
Right.
So get back to us. So that's what helps me to identify, to snap out of it, because we have that much fun.
Okay.
That I don't want to delay just because of my emotions.
Right.
So snap out of it.
I like it.
Hello.
I like it. What else you got, T?
Listen,
Well-
I'm gonna be in my feelings after this.
Well,
You better call. All right now. All right. All
That's
right.
what's up.
So T is growing up. I'm maturing, but also, you gave me. I have variety of the context of position and responsible. Did you say responsible?
Yeah.
Being responsible.
Yes.
So let me go on to being responsible. Because I think
and I
that's
didn't want to say responsibility.
okay.
I want to say that he's responsible. It's automatic.
Yes, because a lot of males are not responsible.
Right.
It's the females too. It's just, it goes hand in hand.
Right.
But in order for, and I'm speaking for what I'm learning. In order for me, the queen, to be successful, I have to make way and room for him. Because he takes on way more than what I got going on. No, it's not. So as a woman, and I told one of my male friends recently, I said, you know what? T tired of trying to be a man. I thought it was probably okay. I thought it was acceptable. I didn't like it. I didn't love it. I just thought that if you're a single mom, this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to carry on this luggage. No, it's for the birds. And so here we are. So back to making room for a king. Guess what? I love the part where you said a direction. When you said that, you hit that head on. Like, hello,
Hit the nail on the
you
head.
hit it right on the nail. Give it to them, ladies. Guess what? This is what they're there for. Someone told me, oh my gosh, should I call X, Y, and Z? I said, hell yes. Why you feel that you don't need to call someone? You have their number. That's their position. Call them.
Right.
Well, I don't call them. That's
Right.
what it is. But guess what? As a woman, and also this a girl talk, a woman to a woman, you know what you need to do for making up for whatever you made him feel or whatever you put in his lap. That's what we come in for to reset.
Right.
It's a balance.
Gotcha.
Put it on him. We to reset. Go ahead.
So that's it with the.
That's it for now.
Okay.
All right,
So what
King.
about? So that's the position and responsibility. What responsibility do you feel like a king has to have automatic?
So he has to automatically be a leader.
Okay.
He needs to have all of the characteristics of being a leader. And we already had an episode, right, regarding leadership. So a king needs to automatically, I'm sorry, hands down, already walking as you a leader. Okay?
Right.
All right. And no excuses.
That's why I had sense of direction.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes. Hello.
So you ready?
I'm ready.
So let's move on to the second
all
part.
right.
Right.
The second phase.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm following you.
The second part is how to make room.
Okay.
All right. So you want me to go first?
You
or-
could go first.
Okay.
This your thing. You the king.
So how do you make room? Let's first start building a foundation. What I
Okay.
put is that you must, after learning from your mom, your aunties, the leaders in the women in the church, women that surrounds you, maybe a coworker, a wife, whatever position that you, whatever woman you idolize, you should try to have a personal, let's say, conversation to learn how to play the position. The king will always refer to someone, but the queen would have to do the same thing to know how to be a queen. So she would have to, like, there's actually a process from a changing of the monarchy, right? So a king will always have to teach his princes how to be a king, just in case something happens.
Oh.
As well as the queen will always teach their princesses or the oncoming princess, or, about to be queen,
Right.
how to be a queen and how to conduct herself. All right. So women will have to, this is how you make room for them, because if you do not know what's ahead of you, right, you will not be able to push things out of the way to make room for him. Right. So you have to me, I was just rambling in my brain. You have to have a consciousness, awareness of your status, where you are now today, and what you see far as the future. So let's say you want to get married within the next 5 years. There must be some things that you work on right now, starting today,
Facts.
that will help you 5 years from now.
Facts.
All right. So it's a day to day, month to month, year to year basis,
Yes.
where you start to work on things. And we're not talking about going to school and getting a degree.
What you talking about?
We're talking about learning. I said last week, ethic classes, right? Mannerable classes,
Yes.
wife classes,
Yes.
and just sitting around other women that you analyze.
Yes.
I'm going to say this. In my church, there are several women that, well, there are several marriages that I do admire, especially from the time I started to even now. But one sticks out particularly, and lately recently she just lost her husband.
Sorry to
But
hear
their
that.
relationship was so keen on that I wanted to get close to them, to see what their conversation is like outside of the realm of the church. And when I was around, it was some things that I was informed about that just was like, man, your wife is just on a different level.
Wow. Can you share like just an example of the conversation that you heard? So like, is it okay to?
I really,
Is there a
I'll be
particular,
general.
like a topic that you could just say? You know
so I'm gonna use this.
Okay.
And actually, this happened inside of the church, right?
Okay.
We had to set up something for Easter.
Okay.
And there's been several situations where they had to do some preparation, right?
Okay.
So I've been around where they would come in together. Like she would just work like 16-hour days, 16-hour days. And then maybe be, let's say an 8-hour day. I'm just use that generally.
Okay.
8-hour day. And then she has to do errands for him.
Okay.
Right. So
Right.
he may be in the kitchen. He's calling her, hey, I need you to run and get this. I need you to run and get that. Okay,
Yeah.
babe. She says, okay, babe.
Yes.
Whatever. I forgot their term.
They term. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
But okay, babe.
Yes.
She's running. Bam, bam, bam,
Yeah.
bam, bam. She's knocking it out.
Right.
And when they see each other,
Yes.
it's like she's on another high.
She missed him.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
So they started to, so Easter comes, they started to build something and he needed help. I was there. He didn't even call me. I was like, man, I'm right here. He's like, no, we have it because there's a position that I need to be in, but she needs to be right here to hold it. But I'm like, but I'm still kind of, and what I did was instead of battling with that, I sat back and said, let me watch. And he says, okay, do this. Okay. She's like, but try to do it like this. Okay. They just going back and forth.
Right.
And there's no clashing. Oh, you got it wrong. You didn't do it right. You didn't listen to me. The opposite of what I used to see.
Right.
I wasn't seeing.
Right.
And I'm going to tell one more story.
Okay.
At his funeral, I think it was his brother, which is the pastor, said that he was on the highway. He had a motorcycle.
Okay.
He's on the highway and he's doing about a good 80. She falls asleep.
She's on
his
her back on the motorcycle.
The back of the motorcycle.
And she fell asleep.
And she fell asleep while he's doing 90.
She didn't fall. So, because you could fall asleep. Like, I'm just trying to not think of the words.
She gripped him so tight that she was just, to me, it was like she was at peace. Where when she rapped, she just was one with him.
Right.
right?
Right.
And once she went to sleep on him, it was like a oneness. But with his brother, the pastor, he said, man, you're a fool for doing 90 and then trying to boast about it, that she fell asleep. Because it was a it was a long way until they got to their destination.
Okay.
And she ended up falling asleep, but not, nothing happened to her, nothing like that. But he was like, bro, you're a fool for doing that. Don't ever do that to your wife because you're jeopardizing her life.
And what did his response was?
He was like, okay. He's like, you're right.
Yeah.
It wasn't no conversing because it made sense. And that's what I liked about their relationship and him himself. Like once he comes into the realization, now he may be stubborn and all of those things.
Right.
But when he thought about his wife, he thought to do the right thing towards her.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Right. And this is what I have seen. No, but I don't know the backdrop. You get what I'm saying? But I know what they have presented to me.
Right.
All the time.
And I feel like a couple like that, if it's just so genuine for them to be who they are in front of others, that's who they are behind closed doors.
That's who they are.
And it's just so freely. It's just so
it's
so
just
pure,
so
so natural, and that's what I'm building on.
And he told me some things about her.
Thank you for sharing that.
Right?
Thank you.
I'm like, like as their relationship began to grow, there were certain obstacles that she handled to me perfect.
Right.
And he said that's why because he used to brag on her. Like, oh, when I did XYZ, my wife held me down. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
She did this and she explained why she did that and this, that, and the third. And I think a lot of people probably stay out of their relationship because they kept it some stuff to themselves.
That's the best way to go.
But I think at the same time, as he realized that she was the one, he just began to brag on her.
Hello.
And they wasn't night and day. They was actually like sunset together. You get what I'm saying? So I really enjoyed their relationship when it was in front of me.
Okay.
And I always wanted to be close to them. Because I always said if I had a wife, I would want my wife to be like her. And also other examples that's also in the church. But then it's hard to find that now to me.
But that's why we're going to be the example.
Right.
Like, that's why we're going, like, we have the answer key. You know, the AAA that I always stand for. So once we aware and, acknowledge things and get the answer key, we have to do the hardest thing, which is applying. So we have all of these answer keys that's thrown our way. And we're very mature to even have this platform. So, you know what? We have a lot of answer keys. We have to show the world, show our culture, show others that guess what we're saying, we also acting on it too.
And something too, I always wanted, and I said to myself, once we did our new setup, I wanted to invite them on the show. But circumstances happen, he ended up passing, and we still will invite her.
Yes.
But she is the epitome of a wife to me.
I love that.
Yes.
I love
and
that.
I know they would have came because they love to talk.
They love to talk. Guess what? We gonna have listen, you see how we making room for a queen to come by?
Yes.
Yes. I love
suitable, definitely a P31 woman. So in that,
I got chills because I could just imagine how that can go.
Listen, awesome lady.
Hello.
As well as preparation. So you will have to prepare yourself for a king. And in being prepared, let's kind of explore this.
Okay.
In being prepared, what are you doing? Of course, you have to build a foundation. I remember I had met this girl, and this is how I think we should think about preparation.
Okay.
I met this girl. I was surprised she would even let me, get a number and all that stuff because she was kind of bougie, right? So I ended up getting a number. And she was on one with me. She was like, yeah, I'm about you. Okay. I said, cool. Okay. So what I did was, like how I prepare for a date.
All right.
Right? This back then. This ain't now. My heart has gotten
You
harder.
ain't gotta explain to these people. So, I love y'all. I ain't meant to say these people. Please don't take that the wrong way. But I keep forgetting this camera in front of us. Right. Please, I didn't mean that.
It's all
these
good.
People. Go ahead.
It's all good.
Okay.
So what I ended up doing was,
all right,
after I got a number, I was preparing myself for our first encounter, right? So I had put my I had did a little practice roll, right? So I was driving, I put my on the side.
You practicing before you get in the car?
Yeah. No, this after I got a number, we exchanged numbers,
right?
And she was like, yeah, I end up texting her. She like text me immediately back.
Hello.
You know what I'm saying? So she was putting forth, like, she was showing me that she was interested.
Yes.
So before I got that late night text, like, yo, like, I'm about you. I said, oh, shoot. Like, yeah, hit her from the slide, boy. So anyway, so once I got a number, I drove off or whatever. Okay. And then I got in the car. I made like I had some towels on my seats.
All right.
I made it nice and smooth and clean. Right.
Imagine that was over there.
Right.
Okay.
So I put my on the
imagination
on the passenger seat. And then I'm like, you know what I'm saying, my name, so and so, this, that, and that. I bet this I'm like 19 years old. You feel me? Hello. And I had to play a lot of things out in my head because a lot of times you don't want to get so nervous, right? You don't want to show this.
You want to be like you calm, like you got this.
Yeah, I got this confidence, like, right? I've been doing this, right? So I had put a little line together. You know what I'm saying? Like I was doing. I was preparing myself to make for our first encounter to be a great experience. Right. So when I was doing that, I said, well, I'm going to take her on a date. I'm going to put roses on the seat, like a rose stem on the seat, or flowers on the seat. Okay. This is where we're going to go. This is what we're going to do as far as our first date.
All right.
Right. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm going to get my hair cut. I'm going to make sure I press my clothes, nice cologne, this, that, and the third. Make sure my breath ain't stained. So I had peppermints I had put in different places inside the car just in case.
I feel like you're getting ready for a wedding.
Right.
Go ahead.
Right. Okay. So, and then I made sure I put enough money out. I had it on me just in case, this, that, and the third. My tire pressures was right. My car was clean. It smelled good inside.
Hello.
You get what I'm saying? So I was making the preparation so our first encounter would be an awesome one, right? And it was.
The first impression.
Right. So in that's what we have to do. Women would have to make preparations in order for the king to come in. So she would have to clean. And we're not talking about, because we understand that people front the first 6 months, right?
Yeah.
So they'll be lying and stuff like that.
Right.
But if you're really serious about this, there are certain habits or things that we do constantly that we would have to say, you know what, let me tighten up.
Yes.
Like if I had to invite a young lady to my house, I would clean up, like spicky span clean up. You get what I'm saying? It'd be extra smelling good in here. Yes. Now I don't care.
They said, hey, listen, it's decent. I understand.
You feel me?
Okay,
it's decent.
I understand. Yes,
and
facts.
I understand, but at the same time, there's nothing that's in the way that she couldn't come in.
Right.
Meaning that my house isn't in order.
Right.
Meaning also too that, like, I remember one time I met a woman and she was like, what's your living situation? Okay. Like, do you have a roommate? Do you stay with your mom? And I'm like, no, I don't stay with my mom. I don't have a roommate. I stay by myself for this particular reason. I want to be able to welcome you into my place.
Hello.
You get what I'm saying? Where you can have free reign.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes. Ooh, who is that? Marvin Gaye, welcome to my place. Is that Marvin Gaye?
Oh, I don't know.
Who sang that song? Ooh,
I don't know.
He was like, welcome to my place.
But it was one where you could have free reign. So like me, I'm going to just get more detail. Like if you wanted to come in and just take your clothes off and walk through the house. Right. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
This is...
and light a candle. That's the feeling you giving me. Yes. Hello. That's that cake.
Right. So you can have free reign where you could go to and fro. You get what I'm saying? And then there's nothing that you have to constantly look over your shoulder.
Okay.
And feel like you have to
Right.
be shy
No.
or feel uncomfortable.
Welcome to the real.
Right.
Be you.
You get what I'm saying? And I'm
Yes.
not, and also too, I'm not socially awkward to a certain degree.
Right.
I'm not a weirdo. I think I'm a people person, right?
Okay.
So once you introduce, we get introduced, thereafter everything is just a calm, cool situation. You feel me? Because I'm not overbearing. I'm not hitting you up all. So when you come to the crib, it's more relaxed.
Be you.
Right. You get what I'm saying? But
yes.
I had a couple of situations where girls was like, yo, you stay by yourself for real? This is you ain't lying. 3 o'clock.
What they thought it was?
Hey, listen, they said it's 10 o'clock and nobody ain't come through the door.
No. We ain't about that life.
It's 12 o'clock.
Peace.
For real.
It's peace. Peace be still.
They was looking. So I know we got a little bit off, but this is the preparation in order for someone to come through. Okay, so what you have to say?
All right, so I wrote it down a few. Let me go back, right?
Okay.
So I want people to get back. Oh, excuse me, y'all. I want people to get back to where this old slang was, right? For women, okay? Ladies, be the woman, be the lady in the street. Mm-hmm. And then we know where it's going. And then you be what? You be a freak.
Right.
In the sheets.
Right.
Okay. So my king had to remind me that this week. He was like, you know what? One thing about you. I was like, what? He was like, you is just a lady in the street.
Right.
I said, hello. I said, because why? And he was like, it did. I said, I know. I said, because that's how my grandmothers told me.
See?
Okay, my grandmother told, and I put this in my family group chat. I cooked dinner for him a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
Or it was over the weekend. Normally on the weekends, I ain't cooking. But he wanted meatloaf. So we went to the store, got the groceries, went back home, did all that. Cool. And my grandmother always told me, you know what? When you serve your man his dinner, you make sure you put it on a plate. Okay.
I dated a girl that said,
listen,
yeah.
So there are rules.
Actually,
there are preparations.
Yeah.
So when you say preparations, trust me, only the reason why the woman that I am is because I listened to my grandmothers. I listened to those women where they probably already at, and I need to follow them, those mentors on that positive what we're talking about. So guess what? Ladies, listen, it should be no reason, I'm getting kind of steered off, but it goes back to, it's just when it comes to the food, to the dinner plate, don't you give him no plastic. All right? Because that's what I do, and that's what T does over this. Everything is glass. All right? So that's that. So moral of the story is, ladies, be a lady in the street, a freak in the sheet. Fast forward, right? Secondly, I love the fact when you spoke about that loving couple. I feel that another successful way to have that relationship where if you keep people out of your business.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, what we have going on is not meant for no one else.
Right.
Okay? And it's not, and the more you tell people your business, and they don't have the same like-minded as your king and queen, why are you talking to outsiders?
Right.
Why are you talking to someone who doesn't understand you to help you in that moment? I had to call him. And I was like, I know you're busy. I know you just got off of work late.
Right.
I know you do more hard labor work than I do. But he was like, well, that's what I'm here for. And guess what? Instantly, it was like I was free. Like I tapped out of it, and you snap out and you keep it moving.
Yep.
So I would love to sit with her because I need people to see that it was another generation, and maybe someone before her, so it's just like generation. But guess what? Keep people out your business.
I agree.
And I feel like that is okay. And the way I'm setting up my foundation, that, you know what, I do only speak 98% of the good of what we have going on.
That's what's up.
Because at the end of the day, whatever we disconnect or whatever it is, we're able to figure it out right then and there, snap out of it, keep it moving.
Right.
We don't have to brush nothing under the rug.
That's what's
so
up.
I feel that story that you shared with us also was very successful.
I
Keep
like
people out of your business.
And I like that brushing stuff under the rug.
Yeah, under the table. Like, don't just brush it. Talk about it.
Let's
Talk about it. Snap out of it because I'm chasing the fun.
I hear you.
And chasing the fun is chasing the fun in my relationship, not chasing the fun in the streets.
Facts.
That's how Miss T kind of,
I like that.
hey, did a whole 360, okay?
like that.
Did a whole 360. So that's what Miss T on. Now, I encourage people, I encourage our viewers, right? It's go to TED Talk. I'm not sure if people familiar with TED Talk. People, get the mic, they talk in front of the audience about whatever. It's this guy named Tony Porter.
Okay.
And he speaks about the man's box. What is in the man's box?
Okay.
And I feel that we should add that link to it.
Okay.
It's on YouTube. Very 10-20 minutes.
Okay.
But he kind of breaks it down to where, especially black men in our culture, where they were born to already have this man box. Right. And he tells a story that he had a 4-year-old. You know what? Go back in the room and come back, and then you come back and do what? Talk to me like a man. But he said, I'm talking to my 4-year-old son.
Right.
He said, so what am I doing? But he's only repeating what he know. He's only repeating what his dad. But he said, you know what? His dad snapped out of it. He snapped out of it, even though he was kind of testing the waters. But he was like, wait, I'm talking to a 4-year-old.
Exactly.
I'm speaking to a 4-year-old.
Now, that's real. So to speak on that real quick.
Go ahead.
This is what I'm talking about in preparation.
Yes.
Even far as moms with their sons, right? You shouldn't put the weight of a man on a child because they will not know how to. They will grow up dysfunctional as a man.
Facts.
Right? So they will be a grown boy, as T say all the time, when they get of age.
Yep.
So you have to be careful how you are handling a child. And I don't care if they 14 or 15, he still is a child.
Facts.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Now, when he comes of the age of, like, I would say 21, 25, then
25 plus.
You get what I'm saying? Like, you kind of push him towards being more responsible, but he learns responsibility from when he was 4.
Right.
But you don't hold it over his head as though he's a grown.
Listen, we have to put that clip in there, right? So back to the preparation from a woman to a woman, Jules to a Jules.
Yep.
We need guidance. It's okay for our king to give us direction, give that the guidance, but at the same time as a king getting his preparation on his end, we need the same preparation on our end. And for me, my answer keys, and I love them so dearly, my grandmothers, along with my mom, along with a few other family members. But I'm telling you, the top queens in this phone right here, my 2 grandmothers.
Now, with that, let me say this, because this just came up.
Okay.
With that,
all right,
you learn how to be a wife not from bitter women. So that in preparation, you have to be careful and cautious of what it is. That's why I put awareness of the type of woman you're receiving your information from.
Hello.
Because a poison person will poison another person.
Facts.
Right?
Facts.
So a loving person will build love in another person.
Yes.
So if you need to stem away from your mom, your aunties, and find another suitable woman,
yes, do it.
Exactly.
Do it. Why not?
Right.
Why not? And
especially if they show the signs of
where you want to be in your future, right? If they already there, you don't want to ask, how did you get there, and get the answer key, and then you might kind of, you follow it, but you might add your own little taste of seasoning, but still do what they said. It's just that it's common sense, right?
Yes.
Okay, then I just wanted to say that.
Yeah.
All right.
What else you had, T?
So,
Go ahead.
So Mother's Day is coming up, right?
Okay.
And I love the fact that, I didn't mean to smack it, that was that old school. Oh, darn it.
So we talking about the kings.
I know. I shifted to the left.
Okay. So we talking about the kings, all right?
And I just went to Mother's Day.
Right.
Thank you for bringing me back. Y'all know me by now. If you don't know me by... Listen, y'all already know it. Don't hit it again.
T, let's get back.
You want to know why I keep going left?
Okay.
Because I'm thinking about him.
Okay.
To be honest.
Okay.
Okay, so let me...
Let's get right.
Let's get right.
Let's get right.
Let's get
All
right.
right, so-
Okay, please take over.
So,
okay.
Also, too, in preparation, you have to
Yes.
learn how to submit, change your attitude, and keep the peace.
Oh, can I add to that?
Yes,
Because
yes, definitely.
I have submit to your man on my notes.
Okay.
Listen, it is the greatest thing of all. Listen, okay? I asked one of my oldest cousins. She
Okay.
came down from Georgia. Her husband said, T, we coming down. We want to party with you. I'm like, freak, clear the calendar. This was months in advance. They came. I asked my cousin. My cousin's the husband and his wife, but she was there. It was her birthday. I said, cousin, which is the wife. I said, why you look so good to be 50? You
Wow.
know. And she said, you want to have this talk right now in the club? I said, hell yeah, you talking to me. She said, I know you was the right person. She said, girl, when I want my man, it could be whatever we got going on. I don't care what our schedule is like. She said, I could text him or call him right now while we in this club. We going outside in the parking lot and then come back. She says, nobody bitch. She said, sex is the number one for their relationship. I said, that's what I'm building. I said, that's exactly why. And she said, you know what? When you asked me that, T, she said, I knew you was the only woman who would probably understand that for your generation. And I'm just like, yes. My cousin almost 50, okay? And when I mean she looks good, her and my cousin, they look good. I said, what the hell y'all doing? And guess what? Sex. All right? So I just feel like submit. If that's that's what works for them.
Right.
Okay? That's what works for them.
Right.
But T-World, okay, it was one of the answer keys. But back to submission,
Right.
Whatever that is for him, do it.
Right.
Why not? My question to people who always have something to say or nagging or complain, my question always, why not?
Right.
So that's what I love it.
Right.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Go
Okay.
ahead. Kang. Do you Kang? I better recognize what's about to happen. Listen, the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying is because I see the vision. And at the end of the day, you have to go through steps A through Z.
Yep.
In order, like, we can't just jump from here to there. So for me, I already see Z. It's just I'm enjoying the wave. I'm enjoying the ride for us to see Z. That's it. But go
Gotcha.
ahead.
So what I put was,
All right.
get ready to submit to a leader.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And understand everyone isn't a leader. So there's a qualification that a guy must have, right? To be considered a king.
Yes.
And you have to write this stuff down to know the signs. And if he's not, let's say, meeting the requirements, the seven, it shouldn't be more than 7 things. Jot it down. That this guy should be able to meet, right? And understand this too. No one's talking about money because everyone knows. Okay, so our Jews and aces should know that we must make money.
Yeah.
Okay?
Right.
So he has to pay the bills, right?
Okay.
He has to go and work, right?
Right.
We know these things.
Right.
Coming together is an awesome thing,
Yeah.
right? So we're not talking about that.
Right.
We talking about outside of the money.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And let's say I want to put this too, physical requirements, because you want a guy that's 6 feet and that's not even an average guy's height.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
So get over that.
Right.
All right, let's be mature, right?
Yes.
Get your emotions out the window.
Hello.
All right.
All right.
So understand, especially as the age that you're getting at, if you're older than 25, you should be worried. You get what I'm saying? So understand that. Now begin to write down the 7 things that you would like your man to have. Emotionally, not financially, mentally, spiritually, and did I say mentally?
No.
And mentally. What do you want him to have that's ideal for what you have seen in your life? Because also too, I believe that women ask for things that their dad didn't even provide for them. You get what I'm saying?
Is that a bad thing?
What I'm saying is, don't go and reach for stars when you're not even equated to a star. Okay, dumb it down in order for you to see clear. Because what happens is, if you're up on that pedestal, you will only see in the clouds. You won't see what's in reality. That's how you're able to find your king, because you was no longer up in your cloud. Now your relationship is even on another level, and you don't even realize it.
So you just triggered something.
I know I did, because you showing up tooted your nose up.
It's not in a bad way.
Okay.
Why you always thinking stuff is bad?
No, I'm just saying. You was just like.
But what I was going to add to basically the next topic, and I was like, thoughts versus reality.
Okay.
That's what you triggered. So I'm not going to say what I want, because I want to leave it for that. But you just said the clouds, which what I said, thoughts, the thoughts that's in the cloud, and then versus reality of what's going on.
Right.
That's pretty much. Let's save that for next one, please.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to share.
So yeah,
okay.
You want to kind of dumb yourself down. Now, no one says that you shouldn't require higher, right?
Right.
Higher than what's around you. Because if you got nothing but, like, say, guys that's been sleeping around and not taking care of their kids, you don't want that.
No.
You get what I'm saying? So you want what's around that is suitable. But that's not reaching far, because it could be the deacon or the pastor in the church, or it could be an uncle, your favorite uncle that you always love, that showed love. You get what I'm saying? But that's not far fetched. He doesn't make over $100,000, but him and his wife functions very well.
Facts.
You get what I'm saying? So that's what I'm talking about when it comes down to, like, reaching for what's right in front of you. You get what I'm saying? In comparison to what you want in life from a king.
Gotcha.
You get what I'm saying? So also I put, you have to be emotionally empty. You have to work on certain things of the past and become more emotionally empty.
Yes.
And not bottled up from past situations in order to make room for a king.
Right. I agree.
Mentally
Facts.
empty.
Ooh, yes.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
You need to seek counsel. You need to seek help. You need these things in order to make room. As well as guys. Guys will have to do the same thing.
Yeah, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? The past traumas and stuff. That's why that's why I refer to, he must have direction. He must have a point of reference.
Yes.
So as I'm saying it to the kings, it's as much to the queens.
And you know what? When you said that, because we had, not to say you and I, but myself and my king, we had those conversations. Either we go to the beach and I was like, oh, this is the opportunity to say what I needed to say 2 or 3 days ago. Right. And, and I let it out. And it's just like, because it goes to those emotions to where I need to let things go of my past and my fear. So I had to replace that F word. And the F words was fear. So I had a king in front of me since day one. But my emotions and everything still taking over, which kind of sum it up to fear. And I was like, oh, but guess what? Now T need to start feeding her faith. So as I'm starting feeding my faith more and more, especially with him and a physical king that I see in my eyes in front of me, guess what? That fear kind of fades away. Those emotions kind of fades away.
That's what's up.
And guess what? As all of that fading away, guess who's growing? We're growing.
Exactly.
And the thing about it is, for what level we're on, some people might be married for years and still don't understand what the feeling I'm talking about.
Right.
So for me, I don't care about the numbers.
Right.
T is all about the quality, not the quantity.
Right.
Okay. So
like
y'all go get to know me. Listen, y'all keep talking about this king, and I'm bringing y'all to me here. So thank you. I love this topic, but I'm just like being realistic. So replace that fear, women. Whatever your baggage is, your past experience, whatever that fear is, if you don't trust him to guide you in the direction of y'all need to become one, and if you're not ready to submit to him, guess what? You're not ready for him. So why waste his time? Why waste your time? So listen to us. We're not no experts, but we're like really listen to what we have to say. So guess what? Have that faith in your king and trust in him that he's going to guide you in that right direction. If you don't have that, guess what? Y'all not meant to be together.
Right.
Y'all not what I'm trying to say? Y'all not a perfect match for each other.
Okay.
You're not bad people.
Right.
You're just not a good match for me.
Right.
And it's okay to say that. So that was one. In my world, what I live in, and the reason why I love my king also is because I didn't mean to say Mother's Day, but I remember the topic came up in his family. They were so worried about what he was going to do for me for Mother's Day. He had to tell his mom, his family, like, look, T is not my mother. You're my mother. But it just shows that that's how much love and respect that either 2 or 3 or more things, meaning he speak highly of me in front of them. The respect that he shows them, like if I'm there or not, it just to show you how he speaks on me for his mom and the others to say, well, what Miss T doing? So what you gonna do for Miss T? He was like, it's not about Miss T. This is Mother's Day we're talking about.
Right.
And so that's how it's just, I love it.
Right.
I love me
And then
some him. Hello.
And in that,
Yes.
right? And in that, what you have spoken volume on is respect.
Yes.
So also too, in preparation or making room, you have to get ready to show respect and reverence to this king.
Yes.
This guy that you see as a potential mate, and understand you may hit the hiccups in the roads and stuff like that, but then you should start dialing it down. You should have tunnel vision when it comes down to it, and only see what you should be seeing in a king.
Hello.
Right? And if you don't see it in him, let's move on to the next.
Hello.
But in that, you have to show respect.
Yes.
You know, respect is due to a dog, right? So I should show you respect as well as it should be vice versa. So what I wrote down was right.
What my brother wrote down. What did you write down?
And I'm gonna say this.
Okay.
And this may be a trigger or it may not.
Okay.
But this may be an eye opener.
All right.
One thing we have to do, we have to realize the old. And from the old, we have to learn how to transition into the new.
Yes.
So the old mind frame was to demolish the men, to take the men out. Now the new is to bring the man back. And women nowadays are really realizing as their kids has gotten older, it was more important that is a paramount. I want to use that word.
Oh, the paramount.
That it was that men needed to be in the house.
Hello.
So I wrote down that kings were moved out of the house for the help from welfare. Mindset. I'm talking about mindset. To get help from outsiders to function inside the home.
And you didn't trust him to make sure your home was.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
So that's when the respect factor of a man has been washed away. And I'm talking about the black man. You get what I'm saying? So we talking about on our presidents, like what's going on nowadays within our community, right?
Facts.
So now the black man has been, let's say, ridiculed, pushed down, not even being respected because, you're not going to amount to nothing. They was telling their sons. And now their sons are older, now leaving their mom alone. Women, and I'm going to say this, you have to be careful because nowadays a lot of women are dying alone. And if you know what I do for a living.
Yes, that's your career right there.
And I'm telling you, you all women are dying at a rate, a higher rate than before. alone. And it's not a day. I mean, well, I'm gonna put it like this: it's not a month that passed that you don't see that realization. They're not dealing with their family. The sons don't even care no more.
Wow.
And if y'all not too careful, it will happen to you all. That's why it's important to keep people out.
Hello.
And you all stay in.
Hello.
Now, and that's what and I'm going to say this.
Facts.
That's why I believe rent is going high. Houses are being just ridiculous.
Right.
Gas prices, the inflation is just there right now.
All across the board.
Right? And I believe this. The reason for that is to bring back unity. COVID was a perfect eye-opener to bring back unity because that's what this is about. Y'all think y'all life is about money, materialistic.
That's the bottom of my list.
I'm telling y'all, listen to what I'm saying.
Hello.
It's not about that.
No. Oh my goodness.
If I can stretch it as long as I can.
Right.
It's about relationships.
Hello.
Now to the point that women are trying to gather themselves together so that they won't die alone. Instead of killing a man. It's so crazy to me.
Hello.
But that's just the reality of those modern women that are now getting into their 50s, 55s, into their 60s.
Okay.
And now they're saying, oh, I made a big mistake.
Yeah.
You know? But to go back to it,
Okay.
respect factor has to be implemented.
Yes.
From women to men. And once it is, you have now made room for this guy to come in.
And why not, ladies? Why not respect him? Oh my gosh, he didn't bring me the money. Oh my God. I don't want to hear no excuse.
Well,
Okay.
let me say this.
Go ahead.
A king is going to take care of home first.
Always.
You get what I'm saying? So
but things might happen.
Right. And when it does,
Okay.
that's why there's a preparation for it.
Right.
Right. So
Right.
a king should know, okay, we may hit a hiccup in the road.
Yes.
So let me put this in the savings account, not for her to touch. That's why I laugh. Because y'all can see the money in the bank. You be like, we got I know I can spend my money. No, you cannot.
No.
Let's stay on this routine
You have to do it every day.
so that we can get to our goal.
Do
Because
this every day.
that's one thing about me. If I ever get married,
Okay.
we're going to save a great number.
Yeah.
But after that number is saved,
Okay.
you can do whatever you want. That's what
All
my
right.
granddad did with my grandma.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
I love
they
that.
saved a real great
Hello.
number.
I love that.
You get what I'm saying? So after that, when my grandma wanted this, that,
right. Hey, you can have it.
he was like, man, you
Yeah.
might as well get it.
Hey,
you spend your money.
Yeah.
And that's what she did.
All right.
So, and also too,
Okay.
let me just specify
All right.
what, and I'm just coming from my perspective at an angle of a ace. We want women to be pleasant so you all can know what we're looking for. Pleasant, of course, loving, traditional, supportive, submissive. Okay? And I agree. And I can disagree with you all if y'all disagree.
Okay.
Right? But I agree to these factors that makes you all queens. And on that, the topic is, T, you got anything to say? Because I'm done.
No, I'm fantasizing about my king. What I
Okay.
need to do with the list, you probably already said, because I could go on. And if I was on I-95, so go ahead, close it.
So you almost up the street?
I'm already.
Oh, you
on
already
Triple
up there.
X mine, so I can't say what I'm thinking. Go ahead.
So, and I'm glad that I brought it to the forefront.
Yes.
So we can have a perspective from a guy's point of view.
Yes.
And then from there, you all just can implement it y'all way.
Yes.
And everything we're saying isn't keen on, right?
No,
But
right.
you all can also exercise it as
Yes.
well.
Yes.
Right? So, the topic is making room for a king.
Make that room.
And make sure you understand kings. Make sure you understand your ruling position and your responsibilities. queens, you all have to make room.
Yes.
All right. So I'm your boy DP.
Hey.
This is my girl T.
Hey, y'all.
And we're Gemini Gems.
Yes.
That's Geminis with the S.
Yes.
Gems with the Z. And what we do, T?
Hey, y'all, we drop them gems.
We drop them gems.
Hello. Bye, kings and queens.
All right. Y'all take care.
Bye.
Yeah.